Saudi Arabia is an important energy exporting country in the world, an important country in the Arab and Islamic world, a member of the G20, and one of the first countries to support and participate in the joint construction of the Belt and Road Initiative. It has been 32 years since China and Saudi Arabia established diplomatic relations, and China-Saudi Arabia cooperation has made great strides in the past 10 years. In 2016, when President Xi Jinping visited Saudi Arabia, China and Saudi Arabia established a comprehensive strategic partnership and a high-level joint committee between the two countries. The development of China-Saudi Arabia relations has since been on a fast track. At the invitation of King Salman bin Abdulaziz of Saudi Arabia, Chinese President Xi Jinping went to Riyadh, the capital of Saudi Arabia, to attend the first China-Arab States Summit and the China Gulf Cooperation Council Summit and pay a state visit to Saudi Arabia. On the afternoon of December 7th, President Xi Jinping's plane entered Saudi airspace. 4 fighter jets of the Saudi Air Force took off to escort his plane in the clear sky. More than 7,600 kilometers, spanning not only the mountains and the seas, but also thousands of years of deep friendship on the Silk Road. When Xi's plane entered Riyadh's airspace, 6 Saudi Hawks protocol planes escorted his plane and put out the unique green and white ribbon of the Saudi flag in the air until the plane landed. Purple, in the eyes of the Saudis, is the color of the most beautiful flowers blooming in the desert in spring. The purple carpet symbolizes the warm welcome to the visitors to the land of Saudi Arabia. As the plane door opened, President Xi Jinping stepped down the gangway ladder, and the visit across the mountains and the seas officially began. A gun salute was fired at the scene, and the escort planes flew high up in the air again, pulling out the red and yellow ribbons symbolizing the Chinese national flag. Prince Faisal bin Bandar Al Saud, governor of Riyadh Province, Saudi Arabia, and other important members of the royal family and senior government officials gave him the most cordial welcome at a ceremony. The warm welcome given to Chinese President Xi Jinping reflects the thousands of years of goodwill between the Chinese and Arab peoples. On December the 8th noon, President Xi's car, escorted by guards riding motorcycles and horses, arrived at the Al Yamama Palace, where the Chinese leader was warmly greeted by the Saudi Crown Prince and Prime Minister Mohammed bin Salman Al Saud. Accompanied by the Crown Prince, President Xi inspected the Guard of Honor, who extended the most solemn welcome to the Chinese president with traditional sword-holding etiquette. During their talks, President Xi noted that the world and regions are undergoing profound and complex changes, underscoring the overall and strategic importance of China-Saudi Arabia relations. He said China will prioritize developing ties with Saudi Arabia in its foreign policy, especially in its diplomacy in the Middle East. Both sides agreed to upgrade the China-Saudi Arabia High-Level Joint Committee to the Prime Minister's level. The two leaders attended the ceremony for exchanging documents on areas including Belt and Road cooperation, judicial, education, hydrogen energy, investment, and housing cooperation. Both China and Saudi Arabia also issued a joint statement to advance ties and cooperation. Apart from discussions on bilateral cooperation in various fields, President Xi also told the Saudi Crown Prince that he was very delighted to receive a letter written in Chinese from over 100 Saudi Chinese learners expressing their passion for the Chinese language. In a reply letter penned before his visit, President Xi encouraged these Saudi youth to contribute to the China-Saudi Arabia and China-Arab friendship. In fact, China has actively promoted understanding between countries and goodwill among peoples, thus actively contributing to building of a community of shared future for mankind. At an awarding ceremony, President Xi was presented with the certificate of the honorary doctorate degree by King Saudi University, Saudi Arabia's first university, in honor of President Xi's achievements in governing China and his contributions to China-Saudi friendship and cooperation. On December the 8th, President Xi met with King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud at Riyadh's Al Yamama Palace. The two heads of state signed an agreement on the comprehensive strategic partnership and agreed to take turns to host biannual meetings between the heads of state of the two countries. The visits by President Xi Jinping 6 years ago and this time have both impressed leaders of Saudi Arabia. Pragmatic cooperation has brought China and Saudi Arabia prosperity and connection. It is an epitome of Sino-Arab cooperation and a foundation for an enduring Sino-Arab friendship. The Gulf Cooperation Council is composed of 6 Arab countries: Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, Kuwait, Qatar, Bahrain, and Oman. It is small in scale, but is one of the most dynamic regional organizations in the world. It is an oasis and a harbor of peace and prosperity in the Arab world. In the past decade, China-GCC relations have achieved fruitful results. The GCC member states are reliable partners and create great opportunities for Chinese enterprises to go global and contribute to the Belt and Road Initiative. In the afternoon of December the 9th, the first China-GCC summit was held at the King Abdulaziz International Conference Center in Riyadh. President Xi Jinping delivered a keynote speech titled "Building on Past Achievements and Jointly Creating a Brighter Future for China-GCC Relations." He put forward 4 important propositions in the fields of unity, development, security, and civilization, and mapped out 5 action plans for China and GCC in different areas, including energy and aerospace, in the next 3 to 5 years. The People's Republic of China and the Cooperation Council for the Arab States of the Gulf issued a joint statement at the event and adopted a 2023-2027 action plan for strategic dialogue. They also made plans for China's cooperation with GCC countries in various fields. In the afternoon of December the 9th, President Xi Jinping, leaders of 21 Arab League countries, as well as the Secretary General of the League of Arab States and representatives of other international organizations, arrived at the summit and took group photos. President Xi Jinping delivered a keynote speech titled "Carrying Forward the Spirit of China-Arab Friendship and Jointly Build a China-Arab Community with a Shared Future in the New Era." For the first time, he pointed out that China and Arab states have nurtured the spirit of friendship featuring solidarity and mutual assistance, equality and mutual benefit, and inclusiveness and mutual learning. She also proposed 4 paths to foster a China-Arab community with a shared future and 8 joint action plans for pragmatic cooperation in the next 3 to 5 years in the fields of development, food security, health, green innovation, energy security, dialogue, youth cultivation and stability, and enriching the China-Arab cooperation. The key propositions put forward by President Xi Jinping at the summit charted the way forward for the building of a China-Arab community with a shared future, as well as providing a top-level design for the development of China-Arab relations in a new era. They are consistent with the common interests and needs of both sides and have received a strong and positive response from leaders of all participating countries and international organizations. Following the combined efforts of President Xi Jinping, leaders of participating countries and heads of international organizations, China and Arab countries, issued the Riyadh Declaration of the first China-Arab States Summit. This announced that China and Arab states have agreed to make an all-out effort to build a China-Arab community with a shared future in a new era. The summit also issued the outline of the comprehensive cooperation plan between China and Arab states and the document on deepening the Sino-Arab strategic partnership for peace and development. Beyond its bilateral and regional context, the first China-Arab States Summit is of great international significance and far-reaching historical impact. It fully demonstrates that countries from different regions with disparate cultures and social systems can embrace each other and learn from each other to achieve common development and prosperity. President Xi has met with 16 Arab leaders during his attendance at the 2 summits. The Arab states generally have a keen interest in strengthening mutual trust with China, hoping China will play a greater role in regional affairs. In both the speech he delivered 6 years ago at the headquarters of the Arab League and in the numerous bilateral meetings he has held with leaders of the Arab states during this visit, development has been one of the words most frequently used by President Xi. In addition to offering necessary help to some countries, President Xi has also actively advanced trade negotiations and construction projects cooperation with countries at different stages of development. These are the pragmatic endeavors China has made in jointly building a China-Arab community with a shared future. Several leaders said there is no limit to friendship and cooperation with China. The Global Development Initiative and the Global Security Initiative have been well received in the Middle East. The warm welcome and wide recognition President Xi Jinping has received during his visit to the Middle East proclaim the ongoing trend towards a multipolar world has become unstoppable. Over the past decade, China has signed Belt and Road Cooperation documents with more than 20 Arab countries and the Arab League. From desert to oasis, from ocean to sky, cooperation between China and Arab countries will yield more shared benefits and happiness, adding new momentum to the peaceful development of Arab countries. China will unswervingly contribute to the building of a China-Arab community with a shared future and a community with shared future for mankind.